So when I was in 5th grade, I had a teacher who absolutely hated me. She had a vendetta against me for multiple reasons, I suppose. We had a show and tell week where we were allowed to bring certain things to school, and I brought one of my first CDs that I ever owned, which was Typo Negative. And she didn't like that. And she also didn't like the way that I thought about the world, and that's sad for her because her daughter came out as a lesbian. So that's karma. And so I wrote this note to my friend, and I slipped it to her, as you would in class, and she saw me do this. So she took the letter. I guess at some point in time during lunch that she read the letter, and it contained some things in there that were very awful. And her and another teacher grabbed me before we went to recess, and she said, "You need to read this to us." And I said, "No, I don't." And so she said, "Fine, I'll read it." And she read it out loud, and she made me explain everything that she didn't understand in detail. And she told me after getting done with all of that, that if I didn't want anybody to know what I had to say, then I should never write it down. So I took her words to heart, and I made sure that I wrote every fucking thing down. And so I just wanted to show this to you guys. I have so many journals. And they date all the way back to the time that I was in 5th grade. Unfortunately, some of them have gone missing. They're gone. Life happens, and you move, and things go, and there's a particular card I'm still looking for, which I hope will show back up. And anyways, I have journals that are still in my storage. I took some journals out of my storage, and I still need to get them, but there are reasons why I have so many journals, because they're not all full. There's only one in this collection right here that's completely full. And the reason why I did that is because sometimes my brain tells me that I need to write things in different journals because I'm having different types of thoughts, which really altogether they probably are all the same. I've yet to ever read a single one. I've never read one. I sometimes will flip to a page and I'll look at it, and then I'll be like, well, that's enough of that, and then I'll shut it and I'll go back to doing whatever the fuck it was I was doing. This book in particular, it got damaged somehow. I'm not really sure what got on there. You can see that I'm gonna flip to this, but this is where I've written to. I made a little spot right there, because I stopped writing in this book for a while, which was in 2015. Which was right after me and my son's dad parted ways. So I decided it was time to pick this journal back up again. And it says, "Is everything okay? What's next in this book of mishap? What's next?" And that was my next chapter title. And then I continued on from there to now. I don't do it frequently. Oops, sorry. I don't do it frequently. I do it when I have time, or when I think of something that I want to write down. And this book is kind of fun because I wrote in the beginning of it, "Don't read if true emotion disturbs you." And then in the very bottom, in little small print, it says, "Each human possesses an endangered species. Think about it." And that's what I wrote right there. So that's kind of special. This one's definitely special for particular reasons, and all of its entries are from 2021, and they deserve their own journal, and they will stay that way. This is my oldest journal that I have in my possession, which was from 2002, which means I would have been a 8th or 9th grader at this point in time. And then it just goes on, and I just choose to write in these as I feel like it. I don't know, sometimes somebody will give me a new journal and I feel like I have to. Or sometimes, like, I have, like, this blessing ritual of, like, journals where I, like, will discuss the journal that I'm writing in. And this one was from the time that I was married. So it was from well, it wasn't completely from when I was married, because I was married shorter than I was with the guy that I was with. But this was from 2005 to 2007. This one would be very hard to read. I just realized that. This, it's January 17th, 2005. My dad died in, February. My dad died on February 17th, 2005. I just thought of that. Wow, that would be a really hard one. That would be a really hard one to go back through. And I don't think I'm prepared to do that at this point in time. That just threw me off. But I have lots of journals. And, I've thought about it before. If it would be good for me to write a book. And I think that's a good question. I don't know how many people document their lives the way that I have. And, I think it would be a challenge for anybody to get through these books, and someday someone will inherit all of these books, and I've thought about what the hell am I going to do with them in the moment, and, you know, in my imminent doom, because I don't know. I don't know what to do with them, and I don't know who to give them to, because I don't know who to fuck up. You know, it would fuck up people's heads, and I originally thought that I would give them all to my sister, but I think it would be way too much for her. I think it would be way too much for a lot of people, really, honestly. But, and for me, not only to have to go through, for anybody, to have to go through these books and try to put them in chronological order will be a challenge. And then to understand and go through those emotions, especially for me, will be a challenge. And that book is now very much so on my mind at this point in time. And I'm going to have to keep a thought on that, because I did not realize that. I did not realize that was that journal. I think during that time period I stopped writing because it was just too much. It was too much. I do think that is correct. Like I said, I have opened these. I've cracked them open, picked them up, and been like, oh, okay. And then shut them back again. Because they are a lot. There's a lot to it. And there's more. Those aren't all of them. There's more. And I don't continue to ever stop. I plan to continue for whatever time I have left on this earth, every now and again, jotting down whatever the fuck's going on in my head. And here lately, it's all been verbal and journal, verbal journal, a video journal, you could say. But there's something special about writing things. I think there is. There's something very special about writing things down with pen and paper. And I'm quite obsessed with it, actually. The way that a paper feels, I will feel. If I will feel the weight of the paper, I will feel the texture. I will feel what each pen stroke feels like on each piece of paper. Like, I am very intimately engaged with the paper that I use. Which also comes to the initiation ritual that I have with each journal, and it's weird. It's kind of changed over the years, but yeah. But what do you think? Should I write a book? Maybe not start on it just right yet, but if I wrote a book, my aim would be not to start a trauma party, but to hopefully help other people who are experiencing the same things that I have gone through. And I have a lot of information that I've written down that I don't necessarily remember, and I know that I compartmentalize a lot of that shit. And to go through it will be a very big task for me, and I would prefer it would be me to write it. So if I did, would you read it? Just wondering, would you?